we go. Welcome into the Pillow Talk edition of Pugs and Parker. Well, it's the only edition of Pugs and Parker, I suppose. It's the Pillow Talk edition of the Radio Misfits podcast platform streaming day, that's for sure, because we offer 2 live streams a day here. We do a high noon show. It's called High Noon with me, Pugs Moran. That's topic driven. That's current events. That's everything that you need to know about what is happening in the world. We do it. It's just me. It's me by myself. And basically what I'm doing is I'm looking at trends. I'm looking at headlines, and we're just going, okay, here's the most important. Here's the second most important. And I give you a little bit of a hot take on it. And then we move on to the next. It's a cheat sheet for your day. So that's basically what it is. It's more of a utility, really, than what this is. The second stream of the day, we call this one Pillow Talk. It's on Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Central Standard Time, the only time zone we recognize around these parts. Me and James Parker, just conversation. That's all it is. So let's do that. Let's bring in James Parker right now. Hey, James. He of Florida Stories.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Let me ask you a question. Do I sound weird? Does my voice sound weird? Chat room, does my voice? I mean, I know my voice sounds weird. That's my
Sounds a little strained, like maybe you went to a concert last night.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel it all of a sudden. I feel like I'm coming down with something within like the last half hour. Hey, we've got our special friend with us, don't we, James? Why don't you introduce our special friend to the rest of the loyalty?
This is our good friend, Rebecca Pratt.
Whoa! Oh, the voice.
Welcome back.
What's up, guys?
Rebecca, how are you?
I'm doing all right, although I live in New Orleans, and it was just in the news today that the first case of monkeypox has shown up in New Orleans. So it's not bad enough that people get shot here every day, and it's like summertime, so it's 120 with the heat and humidity. Now there's somebody running around the city with monkeypox.
And any of you guys know what monkeypox is? I don't know what. I mean, it sounds terrible. It sounds both terrible and fun. It doesn't sound, like the worst.
Oh, no. It's definitely not fun. It sounds... I think it sounds absolutely racist. It's racist, Pugs.
Really?
They have to change that name. Yeah. So,
well, I was just making the distinction that if you said, okay, we've got these 2 diseases, and I know nothing about either one of them, they said, okay, you can pick one of these 2 diseases, Legionnaire's disease or monkeypox. I'd go, yeah, give me the monkeypox.
Yeah, monkeypox. You make it sound fun.
Yeah. That's all. So what is it? Do you know, James? Do you know, Rebecca? What is monkeypox? What am I looking for here? I just got a bit of a cough and a strained throat right now.
You have urge for bananas?
Well,
I think it's part of it.
Yeah, they say you get a fever over 100, and then you get some nasty looking stuff breaking out on your body. I mean, it's really, really gross game, actually.
Well, is it so bad in New Orleans that they don't have any more USB mics? Is that part of the problem? They don't have decent microphones anymore in New Orleans, or you like using the laptop mic? Why are you doing this to us? Don't you have a microphone?
James getting all technical.
I did when I plugged it in. I was having problems hearing. But wow, I don't sound all right?
You sound like you're talking into a laptop microphone.
Well, it could be worse. I could have monkeypox because it's here now.
I would prefer you had monkeypox with a decent microphone. It'd work even better for the show because we could blister the cap, the gunpowder bubble on a roll of caps for a cap gun. It's kind of what the monkeypox blisters look like.
You guys, I had to tune out. I'm the one that asked the question, and I needed to know what the symptoms were that I was looking for. And the dog just walked in. The dog learned how to open the door of the guest house. She puts her paws on the thing and turns it. So, okay, here's what I heard. I heard craving bananas, although I don't think that was altogether true. I heard a fever of about 100 plus and things breaking out all over my body. After that, I got a little distracted. What else am I looking for here? Anything? I mean, let me put it this way. Since you brought it up, Rebecca, I'll ask you. Should we be scared? Or is this just the media trying to... Look, they just had great fun with like 3 years of pandemic talk and, it was very exciting for the media, making us all scared. Is that what this is? Or should we legitimately be scared? Should we legitimately be like, oh God, here we go, back into the bubble? Rebecca?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be anything that people get locked down over, because monkeypox has been around for a while. But I again, it's just a little bit rough here in New Orleans, and now today there's somebody running the streets with these monkeypox.
That's why I stay in. James, what do you think this whole new sudden monkeypox thing is?
It's nothing. It's going to be nothing. It's not even going to be remembered in 2 months. People won't even. You're going to have more interest in the punk band that's going to name itself Monkeypox, just as a goof over the next couple of months. They're probably going to have a song you're going to hear in about 3 years, and that'll be the next time you think about it.
What about this whole thing of it being tied and transmitted primarily in the gay community? Is this the way that monkeypox has always traveled? Because I know that monkeypox is a thing that's been around, as Rebecca said, for a while. It's typically in Africa, but it's a thing. It's been around.
Racist.
But now it's here in America, and it's just coincidentally, it happens to be spreading throughout the homosexual community. What's that all? James, any thoughts on that? I mean, this is the way it's being reported, that it's the next big thing. And, oh, yeah, by the way, it's them gays that are doing it again. The way they did with AIDS. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the news that I watch.
Well, they do. They have one particular, form of copulation that, other
it's dirty
orientations don't do nearly as often as they do. And it happens to have some hygienic consequences. And so if
let's not beat around the bush. The act of gay lovemaking involves fecal matter and fecal residue and all kinds,
and tearing in blood, and
yes, it's just not okay. So that's what we're trying to say. That's probably one of the reasons.
Well, and there's other diseases that follow a similar path, the path of least resistance there, no pun intended. So I mean, that doesn't mean the rest of the world should ignore it, but that
makes
is
me
what
not worry as much. Got to be honest, makes me not worry as much about getting it. Is when it was like I never really worried as a teenager about getting AIDS until it started to be a part of like the blood transfusion world. Then it got serious. But right now it seems like monkeypox, you got to hang out in bathhouses. You got to hang out. You know what I mean? It seems like that's where it's also where AIDS was first, said to have sprung from. But I mean, I'm not that worried about it. Monkeypox, but it sounds fun to me.
Becky, is there a big concern with monkeypox in your world?
No, well, they're like I said, it just came on the news today. They said the very first person walking around New Orleans has monkeypox. They didn't say what neighborhood. I mean, some neighborhoods here in the city are worse than others, but I don't know which neighborhoods are worse for monkeypox.
Yeah, but the other part is you're in the unique position where, making the consideration about maybe switching to dudes. Now you got to worry about monkeypox where that wasn't really a concern before.
Yeah, zero monkeypox concern.
Right? Isn't your situation already complex enough without throwing a dude-specific disease in the mix?
Well, that's another thing. Now that I'm living my life as a woman, I put up a Facebook profile, and I'm getting friend requests from guys from all over the world. I can't even pronounce most of their names, and it's being on Facebook than it is as a man.
Yeah, I imagine you got some people come out of the woodwork. Maybe on your next appearance, you can share some of their profiles with us, huh, James? Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fantastic. Would you be willing to do that? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a wicked privacy,
which is why it would completely have to be her idea.
So can we change the names to protect the innocent and just give us the descriptions? That I'd be cool with that. Becky, would you be cool with that?
Yeah, I could maybe do that.
A variation.
So some of the stuff's pretty disturbing, though.
You get some weirdos, though, right? Some weirdos try and get in touch with you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's clearly a delay with Rebecca.
Yeah. It's about 3 or 4 seconds. Why is that? Do we know why that's happening?
Because it looks like Rebecca's using the camera from my Nokia brick phone. Number one, using the laptop microphone. We're lucky, man. I think she plugged in her Nokia brick to like a speak and spell, and that's how we're talking to her right now.
I think that anytime we have Rebecca with us is a blessing, so we're willing to put up with it. All right, James, you want to do a monologue? Let's trends.
I would love to do a monologue if I could have the floor, please.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me see. I wasn't prepared for this, and I'll give you the floor. Okay.
Hey, some of those comments are for you, Becky. Just go check that out.
There he is.
Got it? There we go.
All right. All right, are we ready? All right. Well, I guess that would be up to me, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. All right, here we go. Every night we welcome to the Comfort Nest stage. Oh, man that needs no introduction.
So I guess I won't get one. All right. I was hoping for James. Can I be James Guidestones Parker tonight?
At some point, maybe. Oh, look at him starting out with current events humor. Go ahead.
All right. According to the Globe magazine, Queen Elizabeth has vowed to die on the throne. Does that mean like Elvis? Is that what that means?
Hey, how's that Elvis movie doing? Anybody seen it? All right, James. Sorry.
UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson was dealt a big blow. 2 of his top ministers resigned. He's resigned, and now he still hasn't found a hairbrush. That hair bugs me, by the way.
He looks like a cross between John Daly, the golfer, and Jack Nicklaus, the golfer. James?
No, he looks like Harry from Dumb and Dumber.
Well, yeah. But Jack Nicklaus, there's an iconic picture of Jack Nicklaus where he's walking up the fairway and the wind is blowing his hair, and his hair looks exactly like Boris Johnson's.
Like the Nick Nolte mugshot. Yeah. So, I saw more reports on shrinkflation here, Pugs. You know, that's when the products shrink, but the prices stay the same. But I saw this at the grocery store again today, Pugs. I bought a can of V7. V7. It's stupid. Now, and then when I was checking out, I went to the candy rack and I got a 2 Musketeer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. On the laundry aisle, I got a most temperature cheer. It didn't have all the temperatures, but it was the same price. So it was shrinkflation. Most temperature cheer. I got a new favorite drink, though. 6 Up. That's a good one from shrinkflation. And then over here under my desk, I got a can of WD-39. It's hitting everything, Pugs. This inflation's bad. This is bad inflation. Y'all don't like economy humor. I get it. That's fine. So, hey, a mandolin that Janis Joplin gave to Jimi Hendrix sold at auction for $281,000. No strings attached.
Sorry. Go ahead.
This sucks. All right. According to a new study, contraceptives that keep turning up in our waterways are causing fish to become transgender. The findings are published in the journal Moby Dickless. Moby.
Credit for that one.
No offense, Becky. July is also National Baked Bean Month, also known as National Pull My Finger Month here in the park. July is also National Bison Month. Its purpose is to raise awareness of Pug's mom.
Nope, not gonna do it. All right.
It was on this day in 2015. A statue of Bill Cosby was removed from Walt Disney World. This came after reports that Cosby had slipped Minnie a Mickey. Happy birthday to Ringo Starr. I don't want to say he's getting old, but he has a new song called I Get By With a Little Help from My Depends. Kind of good. Fine. And finally.
How about I get by with a little help from my day nurse?
What the hell's a Daner?
Oh, day nurse. I'm sorry, day nurse. I get by with
Oh,
the
day
help
nurse.
from my, the lady who comes.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. No. My visiting angel. I get by with a little help from my visiting angel. You're right. That is better. That is better. You're right. All right. And finally, big happy birthday to Becky's favorite, O.J. Simpson, who turns 75 tomorrow. Tomorrow's his birthday. The big NFL star, movie star, but he's still going to be remembered for his relentless search to find that wife's killer. He'll get him.
Yeah,
I
and
believe
he
in you,
just
OJ.
he just tweeted. He said it sucks getting old, but I guess it's better than the alternative to to be dead and have your head almost cut off. But
All right, what's happening, guys? Oh, I got James. You got to lose the floor here. We got to give you.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. That was good. I mean, that was bad, but thank you for the floor while it lasted.
All right, guys, we're right on schedule today, which is good because I'm going to do another night swim with the kids and Uncle E. We're going to play a little late night Marco Polo. We've got to be quiet because the neighbors, the neighbors around here, they're the kind of people that they'll call the police. You know what I mean? And then if exactly what they want to happen doesn't happen, they'll say something like, well, I'm friends with the mayor. They're those kinds of people. They're all connected. So we invented Marco Polo. We have a quiet way of playing Marco Polo with a 10-year-old, a 13-year-old. We just, instead of going Marco Polo, we use claps now. Like when the person comes out of the water, how to play Marco Polo.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and so you can play in the pool at night without worrying about the neighbors because Marco Polo could be a loud game.
Oh, yeah.
And also, if you make a noise and the majority of the people playing agree that the noise was too loud, you're it. No exceptions. So make sure that everybody's trying to be as quiet as they can be. And so it's like with claps. It's like if I'm the guy that's it, if I'm Marco, who would yell out Marco, and then everybody else would yell Polo. Instead of that, I just go, and then everybody in the pool has to go. So you're hearing like all these, so you're moving towards these claps. Now, I don't know if that's less loud than, just kids going Marco Polo. But I'll tell you, it's a lot more like, what do they call it? Lo-fi, a lot more ambient than kids yelling at different volumes and, all that. So that's what we got planned tonight. All right,
dude.
James.
Well, it's funny you bring up Marco Polo because I was playing with my kids yesterday. And kids are such pieces of garbage when you play games with them as an adult because they change the rules just midstream and they'll change the rules after the play is over. It just never ends. And so, look, I got 4 kids, so I've just learned to roll with it. And so what we've done is
so frustrating. And not only that, but you've got 4 kids. It's not just about you learning to roll with it. It's about you having to put up with the screaming matches between your kids because somebody's eyes were open. Somebody was fish out of water when they weren't. You know what I mean? There's your 4 kids must be just like caged lions in that pool.
Well, the game evolves so much that I make the complaint, well, then we're not playing Marco Polo. If y'all keep changing the rules, y'all are playing something else. So now we play Marco Cheese is what they named it. Because it's like, you got to give it another name. They're like, fine, it's Marco Cheese. I'm like, why cheese? They're like, because it's funny. I'm like, fine, it is kind of funny. So, in Marco Cheese, if you're a kid and you're you can have your eyes open while you're chasing dad and dad only. You have to have your eyes closed if you're going after one of your siblings.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I like that.
Which I think is a dick move. It's kind of like a bill of attainder. And this is what they keep doing to me. There's rules that I have to live by that they don't have to live by. And of course, that's not fair, but dad just takes it on the chin. That's what dad does. Just cheating ass little kids, man. That's the pain that I've been putting up with lately. And it's funny that you have.
What are you supposed to do? Lecture them about justice in a fair world?
Right.
You're preparing them to have the skills to actually survive in the greater adult world by being cheating, scamming sacks of garbage, because that's what we all are. Rebecca, do you ever play a game with a kid? Have you ever noticed this thing that James has just pointed out?
Oh, well, that they're kids. They can do that. They can get away with that. But I played Marco Polo a lot in my life. Marco Polo is a fun game.
Yeah.
You could change the names.
How old is the game Marco Polo? Like, who invented it? You know, like that. What I mean
Marco
by that,
Polo.
did the World War II generation invent it? Were they playing Marco Polo in Elizabethan times? I mean,
No. So there's two things. So there's two things that Marco Polo did. Marco Polo invented the game Marco Polo, but he also was the guy who brought pasta from China to Italy. So when we think like pasta is like an inherently Italian dish, it's not. It's the Chinese invented it, and Marco Polo didn't bring it to Italy until like 1300 or something.
Yeah, no, that's true. We talked about that too. You got to tell the next generation the mythology of Marco Polo and how Italian. And I was playing with a little Italian kid, and he did not like that one bit. He did not like when I told him that Italian food was originally from China. It just traveled the Silk Road with Marco Polo and made its way back to wherever
Italy first.
Yeah.
Hey, but they were smart to jump on that, because if you've never had a noodle your entire life and someone puts that in front of you, how amazing would that be? I'd be like, hey, guess what our new national food is? Italians or Venetians, if you want to be a dick.
Yeah, it's this nice Chinese dish. Yeah. Rebecca, I'm sorry.
It bothers Italian people that the noodle didn't come from Italy, although the sauce did.
They deny
Asians, the Chinese, they never put the red sauce on the noodles. So,
we didn't get tomatoes
that you get at your favorite Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, but didn't tomatoes come from the New World? So we didn't even have tomatoes in Europe until 300 years after the noodle was there.
I don't know, James. Now you're out there throwing facts.
Yeah, the noodle was around a lot longer.
I was just looking to figure out what generation. I assume Marco Polo is an American-made game. I was just wondering, like, how far back does it go? Because I'm a little, Rebecca and I are a little bit older than James, and we played it when we were 10 years old. And I have to imagine that maybe our parents, my mother, who is a boomer, she played. Where did it start? Like, is it racist? That was another thing we were joking about with the kids. We were like,
yeah.
We don't even know why. We're just like, it's right. That's what these two boys that we have. Everything is racist. Jokingly, they mock that whole idea that like if I say I don't really want tacos, racist. Because apparently I don't like Mexicans because I don't want tacos. James, I love that you pointed out what lying sacks of shit kids are to play games with, because they are absolutely the worst. In a normal world, in a perfect society, people could play Marco Polo without having to. Do you know what we got to do, James? You know what we had to institute? I got an all-black tie that I got a stain on that I can't get out. So it is now, we play Marco Polo literally with a black headband around the kids' eyes because they just
cheat.
They can't help it.
Right.
Cheat. And then when they get caught, they don't know how to defend themselves when they are caught dead red. And I'm just like, look, man, everybody here knows you're lying right now. How you handle this is going to tell us all about your character. I give that dad speech, to my kid.
And it doesn't work.
Nah, man, you just watch them melt down from the confusion and the big question, like, am I an asshole? Because that's what I like to think they're thinking about at the time. But it's terrible how they cheat. It's terrible. Oh, good. Yeah, well. Hey, but kids are funny. My kid said to me, you guys might appreciate this joke. We were talking about ninjas. And he said to me, he goes, I said, what are they, Chinese? What are they, Japanese? He goes, the ninjas are Japanese, not Chinese. And I go, okay. And he goes, hey, Dad, but you know what? I think that maybe ninjas come from all cultures and all countries. It's just the Japanese are the worst at it.
Good try.
No, come on. Ninjas are supposed to be invisible. You're not supposed to know where they're from. Or
yeah. So we don't see the ones from Bangladesh, right?
No, we don't see the Denmark ninjas. We don't even know. We don't see the Colombian ninja. But the Japanese ones we know exist because they suck at it. They're not good.
The old Danish ninja.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was funny. Made me laugh. James, you got anything today that you want to discuss with Rebecca and myself?
Yeah. So I two things. First off, Rebecca, how's your I'm going to ask you a bunch of personal questions, but I know you're cool with it. How's your progress down the transition going? Have you hit a new bullet point or a new landmark, or what's your new landmark to start the hormones or whatever? Where are you at on the path?
No, I've still the same from when the last time we talked. I've got to live as the opposite gender for a while, and then they start giving you the medical stuff. Then they start giving you the hormones and things like that. So that's
So when do you start with that? When do you start with the pills?
In the near future. I don't have an exact date, but fairly soon.
3 months, a year, 6 months? Where are you at? You're like 3 months into this, right?
Sooner than that.
Okay.
Yeah, sooner than that. Yeah.
Cool. Like by the end of the year ish.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so then what happens when you start taking that? Are you going to grow big boobs like Nancy Pelosi?
Well, you get some. That's what the hormones do.
What about your chest hair? You just going to shave that? Yeah, but what's going to happen with like your chest hair? Are you going to shave that, laser it? What's up? Because you can't have hairy boobs.
Yeah, well, I'm lucky. I'm not that hairy, anyways. But yeah, that's all part of the laser hair removal. You do that too.
And so, like, how far down the timeline is the implants?
Early next year.
Cool. You mean so 6, 7, 8 months? Like right after you start taking the hormones, you can go ahead and get the boobs?
How big are you going to go?
They want you to be on hormones for at least a year, sometimes 2 years. That's what they want. But it's wild because, now as we sit here in July of 2022, there are so many people who say that they're trans. And there's a lot of people that are going to doctors and they think they're trans, but they're really not. But then they transition, and then they regret it, and they say it's kind of crazy. I never thought there was that many people that are really trans. But these years, boy, there's people coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you flip the inclusion switch and people start talking about things instead of, forcing it into the corners of society and acceptance, all those terrible things.
I like Pug's question. How big are you going to go?
Yeah, I think this is a legit question, because if if I were to get boobs, if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have female from here to here from now on, I would want I look big,
huge.
I don't huge boobs. I'd be like, look at me. So what do you decide? What is your thought process on this?
Well, I don't want to be big. I don't want them to be ridiculous. I want them to look as natural as possible.
But what is ridiculous?
Probably a B cup.
So what are we talking here? Let's establish what ridiculous is, right, James?
Yeah, bro, aren't you like 6'2" or something? You could go huge. You could go double D's and it would look fine. You got to go huge. You got to go ridiculous. You don't want like little perky ones.
If you're a lady over 6 foot tall and you don't have massive boobs, then that's just
it won't look right.
This delay is kind of stopping us from allowing Rebecca to speak. So maybe we ought to just sit back for a minute and let her have the floor, because we've asked her a lot. Rebecca, the floor is yours.
Now, I'm just doing my thing. I'm living my life. I'm supposed to be doing, and you go to the doctor, and the doctor tells you to do something, and you do it. And so that's what I'm doing.
And the boob size? I mean, that's what we want to know. What are you looking at? What is ridiculous to you? Where is the line? Because as James pointed out, you are a tall woman.
Probably a B cup.
Come on. I could
probably see. I don't know.
What do you go for, like a Martina Navratilova thing? I mean, come on. You could be a bombshell. You could be a bombshell. And you're going for like, I don't know. Hey, I am sure you'll be beautiful and happy and free regardless of what you end up. I'm just saying the way my mind works.
Okay, so we're all just staring each other down. Listen,
How long
dude.
is the delay?
Yeah, you got to go at least a D. You have to go at least a D, or it's going to look weird. If you do B cups, it's going to look like you're just stuffing your bra. It's not going to even look real. What are you, 6'2"? You're almost as tall as me, aren't you?
6'1".
Yes, dude.
6'1".
You have
I'm all legs.
Wouldn't when you're like picking out a girl that you want to date, don't you kind of lean toward the huge boobs versus the B cups of the world? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but why wouldn't you go huge?
Well, I mean, I could, but that's not why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to walk around with huge boobs.
Well, no, of course not. But that is still going to be the new you. If I know that if I had an opportunity to reinvent myself through a little bit of plastic surgery, I would think very hard on that subject. James, wouldn't you? I mean, doesn't that seem just perfectly? Now you've got an opportunity to be this new person. I mean, you must have thought. I don't
I
know.
wouldn't have put that much thought into it. I would have thought about it for 5 seconds and be like, "Oh, they're going to be huge. They're going to be
Okay, but
what am I going to do?"
it would have been of import to you. It would have been an
Yes,
important part of the whole process
absolutely,
for you.
absolutely. All right, so here I'm thinking about just in the trans world. Is there some sort of party that you have? Because I know gay people who've had coming out party. Like when you get engaged, you have an engagement party. You have wedding showers and bridal showers and all that crap that goes along with it, baby shower, stuff like that. I think there should be like a gender reveal party. So for whenever you do the surgery and it's legit and it's irreversible, you reintroduce yourself to the world, there should be a party associated with that. You should be able to register at Bed Bath and Beyond or whatever. And I guess it would be like a gender reveal party, but just some sort of, trans adult equivalent of that. Is that a thing, or do we need to start that thing? Because it's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
Well, look, everybody's different, and I've said this before. I don't speak for everybody who's like me, but I don't think I'd have a party after I got my boobs. Call you up, hey Parker, I'm having a boob party. Come on over. I'm
party
going to get my boobs, and then we're going to party.
No, actually, you're making fun of that, but that makes sense to me. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I want. Can we?
That's what we're both doing, yeah.
Yeah, and so it doesn't have to be the top surgery. I really think it should be the bottom surgery because that's when, all the surgeries are done and you are this new thing that's being re-released into the wild. Like at the beginning of Old School, when they had the big party to re-release Mitch into the wild, we would have sort of a gender reveal party to sort of represent Rebecca to polite society and all our friends and just sort of celebrate the whole thing because, man, this isn't tiddlywinks you're going through.
Would it be? It's tiddywinks. Would this be like Girls Gone Wild kind of a deal, where we'd be in a bar and everybody be rowdy, and then all of a sudden Rebecca would get up on the bar with her t-shirt on, and she just like reveal to us all? And the other question that I have on this whole subject: if it was a woman who was in the process of transitioning to a man and was about to undergo the penile creation process or whatever, I mean, every single one of them's going, give me BBC, right? Every single one of them wants as big as it can go. Is anybody going, give me something, I don't know, something in a small C? Nobody's, right, James? Don't you think they want that?
Yeah, Becky?
I don't think they can do that though. I don't think medically yet they can take a big schlonger and put it on a female to male transitioner. I don't think they can do that yet.
Yeah, you know what? You're right, because if they could, that would be the number one plastic surgery in America for straight men. Just be getting giant dongs stuck on them. They get the old ones thrown out. They would. It would.
Well, the thing that I always thought, I'm just going to throw out $1 million app idea, and if anyone wants to run with it, and steal my idea and make millions off of it, I understand. But if there was some sort of app where a female to male and a male to female could meet each other and just swap junk, like some junk swap app, right? So because someone
That would be
wants your dong, yeah, and you would like someone's boob and maybe even a vagina to go along with it, and they're looking to get rid of theirs. And so the problem is, we need to get you two in the same room with some surgical equipment at the same time, and it's like Tinder, or Grinder or whatever, but for swapping junk. And you would have a picture of the junk, and you could just swipe through until you match the junk that you prefer, and if they like your junk too, y'all both match, then y'all get in contact with each other and swap junk.
It's brilliant because of the times we live in. The world, it's a brilliant idea, James. That really does sound like fun. Hey,
$1 million idea.
You know what I was thinking? Just imagine if you and Rebecca were to get your own radio show. You can invite Chaz Bono in, and you could do a whole album of parody songs where Chaz Bono tries to get Rebecca's. It could be like,
oh my God, yes.
It's just a whole album, Chaz and Rebecca, and you're singing bad duets. Oh my God, would that be great? Yeah, were you pointing at Byron's comment about breast implants?
I was pointing at Brady's comment. He just named my app Cocker.
Oh, love it. That is good. Byron was commenting earlier on when we were talking about what kind of boobs.
Pop it up there. Go hit show. Hit the little eyeball over it.
I can't find it. I think it's gone. Okay, but yeah, we were talking about what size breasts you would get, and Byron. Here's Byron's. This is what Byron would do.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus, Lord, no! Oh. Like in Total Recall, right?
That's brilliant. Yeah, have you thought about getting 3 breasts, Rebecca? Have you given that any consideration? I mean, or I guess you're not trying to draw attention to yourself. That's another difference between you and me. I would be completely trying to draw attention to myself.
Oh, look, Al's got it too. Elliot Page could swap with Becky over here. That'd be a good junk swap. This could be a reality show junk swap.
Junk swap.
Would you swap junk with Elliot Page?
Well, I don't know if that opportunity's around, or didn't she already do all of that? Did he already do all of that?
I know he had the top surgery, so I don't know, maybe you could just get a vag out of it or something.
I don't know. Maybe just
I'm just trying to.
Is there, James? What other pieces? Oh, you're talking about the top shelf too?
Yeah,
those will be artificial. They can just build those. But yeah, the vag is pretty much all you'd be looking for in this situation. I don't know what you think women have, but just the one thing, just the one genitalia difference. But yeah, okay. Let's see here.
The other thing I had was making fun of me. Y'all want to make fun of me for a second?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead. Let's make fun of James.
Oh, man. So I did pity sex last night, and it was awful. I feel like such a freaking loser.
Oh, that's right. You teased this last night. We were supposed to get into this, right? Okay, so I'm glad you remembered and brought it back. All right, yeah, when we were closing out the show last night, James brought up the fact that he had a topic. The topic was pity sex, and there was some conversation about it in the chat room. So now, please, the floor is yours, James.
All right, so what I mean by pity sex is me and my wife, we're happily married. We've been together since 2007, and my sex drive is just a little bit bigger than hers, and I'm not exaggerating. Her sex drive is actually fine. Mine's just a little bit bigger. So there are some instances and some scenarios where I'm in the mood and she's not. And sometimes she will go ahead and do it with me anyway, just, to be nice. And, she likes to make me happy.
The team. She's just a gamer. She's just there for you.
Right. But if anywhere in the process, if I find out that's what's going on, I just shut it down. I can't stand that. I hate pity sex, right? It takes all the fun out of it to know that she's not really into it. She's just doing it because I want to, and she's being nice. And no, you're a good husband. I want to make you happy. It's like, oh.
All right. So your definition of pity sex, at least in the context here that you're discussing, is when the wife gives it to you even though she's not into it, as opposed to getting pity sex because your brother was just run over by a train.
Oh, my God. No.
That's pity sex. Or going off to war is the famous example of pity sex. I'm shipping out to boot camp tomorrow. That kind of. You're talking about the marital obligations and, your wife's enthusiasms while she tries to
Right. And so, like, okay, there's been an evolution in that, though, in the fact that for the first 5 years together, we were together. I didn't even notice. I didn't even know she was. I was just duped every time, right? Because I'm an idiot.
You're a caring, connected lover, James.
No, I know I'm a real a-hole apparently. So Jeff is pointing out something very valid over here. He said with a 9-month-old, I've been getting that for 14 months. And that's when I noticed it happened when we were going through, we had 4 kids in 5 years. And so there were times where she just wouldn't be in the mood for like months. And so I knew in that situation that I was getting pity sex. And I held out for as long as I could, but after a while, I'll even take that. Like it got so bad that I'm fine. I'll take it. I know you're not really into it, but Papa's got to have his fix. And so now that we're out of the child rearing stuff, now it bothers me such that.
And you had the surgery, you had the snip. So you were thinking part of the deal there was that the sex would increase, carefree sex.
Well, that kinda. It was.
No, so you just really did because you hate children, and not because you were looking to have carefree sex with the wife.
Yeah, it was more because I was old. I didn't get the snip till I was like 41. So, I'm kind of past childbearing age or child rearing age. I don't want to be changing diapers when I'm 44.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You live in 1959. That's young by today's standards. Men and women can have babies now up into their 40s. It's not the way.
Yeah, but we don't want to have like a flipper baby or something.
No, without being a flipper baby. It's been a long enough time. There are safe ways. Yes, women, medical science, technology, and healthcare, all that stuff has now made it easier for women. Now, is this a good thing? I don't know. I mean, my son, I was 39 years old when I had my son. I'm at the time was considered an old dad. But as I raise my kid, or as I participate in the raising of my kid, because we are divorced, I see that I'm not that rare. I know a lot of dudes older than me, close to my age, or exactly my age, that also have kids that are, participating in the same sports leagues as my kid or whatever. So, I mean, it's changed. 41 is not old to be getting the vasectomy. As a matter of fact, I bet, although you might know more than me on this, I would bet that's around the average age that a person gets a vasectomy.
What, at 40? Yeah, because that's where they want to cut it off.
Yeah, but no, but you suggested that it was old. Like you said, I got it old at 41, and I'm saying that's
no. That's why I got it, because I'm old. But that's probably about average for a vasectomy.
Yeah.
Becky, any thoughts whatsoever? You've been silent thus far in the pity sex discussion.
Well, no. I mean, I never had any kids because I always knew I was going to do this, and I didn't think it would be fair to the kids. Now, as we sit here, times have changed.
Yeah, kids could totally be fine with it. Yeah. Well, all right, James. How about this though? Because you did say that she was pregnant. What, 5 times in 4 years? Was that the number?
4 times in 5 years.
It's 4 times in 5. Yeah, that's bad enough on its own. When your wife was pregnant, was she horny all the time? Didn't she want it all the time when she was pregnant?
Yeah, pretty much. It was fantastic. It was great. Oh my God.
Okay. See, now this is where we differ because, yes, to establish, I guess that's a thing because my ex-wife, yes, very turned on when she was pregnant and all that. Problem is, I want anything to do with a pregnant lady. I did not want anything to do.
Shut up. Oh man.
So in that situation, when it was called upon me to perform, thankfully there are little blue pills, and that was pity sex. That was me giving the pity sex, right? By your definition, wouldn't that be the same thing? Because
that is, but I've never experienced pity sex firsthand. I've always been on the business end of pity sex.
Yeah, well, it's because you really are an accelerated freak. You don't.
I think I'm normal. I think I'm just a dude.
No, I know a lot of dudes that were like me that said the same thing about the pregnant thing. I don't know. There's something weird about knowing there's a little dude in there.
Oh no, I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Because you're weird. What about during that time of the month? What about, were you a kind of guy that was like, oh, it's that time of the month? All right, well, I'll tell you what, call me on Monday or whatever. Or were you like, I don't care. Let's get in there.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, see, you are a freak. You are a freak.
The wife cares, but I don't. No, it takes a lot more than that to slow me down.
God.
It doesn't make her ugly. You know, I still look at her. She takes her clothes off. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Sounds good. Let's go.
Doesn't make her ugly, but it stops being sexy is my issue. It doesn't make her ugly at all. It's not, you know.
Well, I'm not taking video of it.
My mom is beautiful. Okay. I'm not sexually attracted to my mom. Right. So someone can still be beautiful. Me not being, you know, into having sex with the 8-month pregnant wife. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I thought that was fun. That was all right. That was interesting stuff. You only get to do that 4 times for me. But you only get to do that a few times in your life, and if you're lucky, you get to do it. Here's the worst part, though. So the pity sex that was offered last night, I turned it down. And my wife, you know what she did? Like after we went and we watched some Netflix, and when we were going to bed, she goes, "Come on, let's do it." And I'm like, "No, I already told you it's cool. I'll just wait till you're in the mood again." She goes, "No, I think we're gonna do it now." I was like, "No," I said no. So
no means no.
Right. So she just takes off all her clothes. She locks the door, takes off all her clothes, and then just rubs on me for like 7 seconds. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Like I have no control. If she really wants to do it, she can make me do it whenever she wants. She can just, even when I try and say no, she can just do this.
So she raped you. So your wife basically raped you. She locked you in a room. Turn that story around.
Right. I feel so used, right?
Turn that story around.
I am manipulated, but it's to my benefit. So yeah, I can't complain about it.
Write that down. Put it in your back pocket. God forbid, should the marriage ever come to a terrible end, you can use that in court. You can claim that you were the victim of sexual assault on multiple occasions. Although I imagine she's got a few stories of her own. I imagine.
No, the thing is how voluntary it becomes, how easily she can just get me to change. I can't do that to her, though.
No, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be nice if you had a wife and anytime you were in the mood, you just like take off your clothes and just kind of bump into her and she'd be like, okay, God, let's do it. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
I never had that problem. Having been married twice, I never had. I never had. See, but I've said that I'm the guy. I'm the one that the wife. Both wives always complained about, like, you never won and you never. I'm like, we just did it last week. And they were like, I don't know.
That's wild, dude.
I know, but that's why you and I are different. My sex drive has just always been kind of low. It has probably kept me out of a lot of trouble. I have never harassed an intern. I have never tried to bang a producer. I've never done anything awful with a listener. That kind of. It's probably kept me out of trouble.
Becky, have you ever got yourself in trouble with your sex drive?
No, I've been fairly fortunate. Just lately though, ever since I started living as the opposite gender, it's kind of crazy. Like I never thought that I'd get the attention that I get. Or I never expected any of that.
You're the belle of the ball. You're the new flower. All right, guys, we're running out of time. James, I want to do this thing. I have something that I wanted to talk about here. James, are you familiar, or Rebecca, are you familiar with Andrew Schultz, the comedian?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Okay, good. Then this will be a treat for you. Because Andrew Schultz is one of my favorite comedians. He's really funny. He's one of the best guys out there. He's got to deal with Netflix, and he's got a bunch of stuff out there that you can find all over the place. He's got a terrific podcast. I wish I knew what it was called. He's incredibly dark. He's incredibly on the line of what is and what isn't socially acceptable. He is a cringe comic. He is like, oh no, but he weaves his cringe with current events. So he'll get up there and he'll talk about the Roe versus Wade decision and then just say something so awful. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys. That's his style. He's not a prop comic. He's not one of those kinds of dudes. He has a deal with Netflix, and he turned in his new special to Netflix. Oh, no, I've been locked out of this one. That's all right. We'll show it anyway. He has been locked out of Netflix. They said, look, we're not going to release your special, Andrew. We need you to cut these specific jokes. And they surround the topic of abortion. And they said it's just too far for Netflix. And he said, no. He said, look, I'm not going to cut those jokes. Those jokes aren't that bad. Those jokes are actually very funny. And the contention is, of course, that Netflix just went through so much with Dave Chappelle. They are just turning into cowards with their comedy. That stuff that they would have allowed no questions asked 6 months ago, a year ago, they're now being put under the microscope. So what Andrew Schulz did was, and he put this out on social media, he says that he took his life savings of the last 10 years of a road comic. He took his life savings and he bought his special back from Netflix, and he's going to be releasing it on YouTube or whatever. It's a very bold move. It's a really bold move that he's trying to do. And he released some snippets of the special, the joke, in particular, the jokes that Netflix objected to. So I thought, you want to watch these? Can we watch these jokes from his new special? And then we'll talk about whether or not...
these are the rejected jokes?
These are the segments of the new Andrew Schulz stand-up comedy special.
This is the only part I want to see.
Okay, good. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It was originally supposed to air on Netflix. Netflix said, nope, that's too much. You need to cut this or we won't air it. And he said,
we didn't talk about...
Okay, what's that, James?
Nobody said anything. Go.
We didn't talk about...
Hold on. I'll bring it
Share
up.
screen.
Hold on. I was going to do just audio, but yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. YouTube's going to lock this episode down from making any money anyway. So
do the one where it scoots us on the side.
How do I do that? Okay.
Yeah, that one.
There you go. Okay, so here it is. These are the rejected segments from Andrew Schulz's new Netflix special, which caused him to buy it back and try and...
We didn't talk about how they're taking away your scoops, ladies. Isn't that fucked up? They try to take away your scoops? It's unbelievable. I just want to let y'all know right now, ladies, I am with you. I think it's your body, your choice. I agree with you on that. I agree with you when you say that men should have no say in the decisions you make with your bodies. Those are your decisions to make and yours alone. And I feel that way because at the end of the day, when we all go up to heaven and God's like, why are we all killing babies? We're going to be like, y'all. I think they were very clear whose decision this was, God. Looks like you need to pay for your sins, babe. Even though I paid for your sins. Come on, y'all. Chivalry ain't dead to that baby is. You know the rules. Man. Yeah, abortion. Abortion, man. It's a tricky one. When I was living in my old place in New York, I lived down the block from an abortion clinic. And location. And no bullshit, that's the wildest place in New York. Like, it's a fucking carnival outside of there every single day. Like, people come to New York and they go to like Broadway plays and shit. They'll literally spend thousands of dollars to watch Harry Potter the musical when they could just stand outside the clinic and watch something really disappear. Fetus deletus! I remember one time I was walking by the clinic and I saw a father and his daughter outside, and his daughter looked like she was 10 years old. Now, I don't want to divide the crowd politically here, but for me, that's a little late. This is just me. I'm not putting my views on you. But personally, I think a fetus becomes a life around the 3rd grade. I think that's a life. I do believe that's a life, okay? Maybe we could roll it back a few years from there, but definitely if you could spell abortion, we don't abort you. That's just the rule that I have in my book, okay? So naturally, I'm like, yo, I gotta save this girl's life. I'll walk over, I get a little closer. Turns out he wasn't aborting his daughter, thank God. What he was actually doing was protesting the abortion clinic. And I've never seen this shit before in real life. It was crazy. Like, he's like heckling these girls as they go in. You know, he's just screaming at them, you're gonna burn in hell. And these girls are so New York about it. They're like, I just have chlamydia, you pussy. Burn burn in hell, I'm burning now. That's why I'm going to the fucking clinic. So I'm watching this go down, and I'm torn, right? Because naturally, as a man, I want to protect these women, right? But as a man, so I'm like, how do I fit in this shit? And then all of a sudden, this UPS employee walks into the clinic, and I had to. At least someone wants to deliver. It was the right thing to say. Guys, he got in on it. He was like, same day. It was unbelievable, bro. Chemistry was there. So I'm standing outside the clinic right next to this dude who was like very passionate about abortion. I realized I never spoken to one of these guys before. So I'm like, I just got to talk to him. So I went up to him and I was like, hey man, I don't want to interrupt your whole take your daughter to work day. I think it's great. You want to spend time with your family. Obviously not everybody here gets that. I go, buddy, I just got to know, why are you so against abortion? And the guy looks at me, he goes, I'll tell you what changed it all for me. It's these new sonograms. Thank God a few of you guys said, what? We're idiots. I didn't even know they upgraded the sonograms. They completely changed the sonograms. It's not like the back in the day shit to look at you and pay your cable. Remember those? Remember the black paper with the gray clouds on it? Those were abortable. Let's just be honest, right? Like, doctor hands you that shit like an Escher sketch. You're like, not today. See you later, kiddo. But the new ones are HD 4D, not 3D, 4D. You could hear the baby like, keep me! I'm in here! What are you doing out there? That's not where you hang a shirt!
I bet that one got attention in the Netflix boardroom.
So I'm looking at these images, right? And I'm like, man, this is visceral. This is hard to disagree with. And then I noticed all the images he's showing me are from much later on in the pregnancy. So I was like, hold on. What about early on? He goes, I don't care. It's killing a baby. I'm like, but bro, it's not even a baby yet. He goes, yeah, but if you leave it there, it's gonna grow into a baby, so it's a baby. And I was like, you know what? Your daughter's fucking hot, bro. This guy loses his fucking mind. The fuck you mean my daughter's hot? She's 10 years old. What the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, yeah, but if we leave her there. She's gonna grow into a woman, Pops. We pedophiles are pro-life, you decide. What's up, guys? That was the first clip from my new special, Infamous, which will be streaming worldwide July 17th, 9 p.m. Pre-order it right now through my website, theandrewschultz.com. That's right, this is the first ever comedy pay-per-view event. Let's blow it the fuck up. Indulge.
All right, there you have it. Those are the controversial clips that were deemed too hot for Netflix, forcing comedian Andrew Schultz.
How long you guys been together?
Sorry. There's more Andrew Schultz coming up. Those clips caused Netflix to back out of the airing of the new Andrew Schultz special, which was supposed to be on Netflix next week. It was supposed to be coming out next week, and Netflix said, look, we're going to air it, but we're going to cut these jokes. And he said, no. And they said, well, we own it. And he said, would you let me buy it back? So he scraped together, he mortgaged his house, and he paid Netflix to buy his own special back. And he released those jokes early this afternoon as sort of an enticement. These are the jokes that Netflix did not like. James, thoughts on Andrew Schultz's content?
I love it. And guys like this, even if the jokes aren't as funny as Andrew's are, the guys that push the boundaries actually play a very important function in our culture and in our society. And I would like to remind everyone in the chat room, whoever's listening to this, however long from now, that the arbiter of free speech in our generation is a guy named Luther Campbell. Two Live Crew is the guy that he's not a genius. He's not a physicist. He probably doesn't even know Pythagorean theorem, but he is the guy who set to the limits of where our free speech is. And he took on Tipper Gore and all the pearl clutching, hyper conservative Christian people out there who wanted to ban rap because they found it obscene, or ban whatever they found obscene. So it's guys like this who constitutionally speaking, culturally speaking, actually play a very important role. And me, as another fellow offensive person, am very grateful that that they actually are keeping the playing field clear for losers like me.
I like that you didn't know who Andrew Schultz was. You need to go search out his comedy specials now. He's really, really funny. He's probably one of the better ones that aren't known, but he's a headliner. Been touring. If we were doing the old Pugs and Kelly with James Production show today, he would be one of the regulars
In that improv circuit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what happened to all those? We should just spend a show going through what happened to all those guys.
A lot of them blew up. So look at Sebastian Maniscalco.
Sebastian's
like, Ralphie May blew up the album. Rebecca, what did you think of Andrew Schultz's abortion stuff?
I thought he was good. Parker pretty much hit it on the head, especially where we sit now in this time in our lives.
Was Netflix
you need people to keep pushing the buttons.
Did you see where Netflix may have had a
people to keep to keep everybody else paying attention. You need people to rise above all of this cancel stuff and all of that, and that he's got that point of view.
Yeah. All right, guys, there you go. That's Andrew Schultz's new special. It'll be out July the 17th. What was it called? Indestructible? Indefensible? I'm sorry. Just Google search Andrew Schultz. It's his brand new special. And like I said, it's going to be available on YouTube starting on July the 17th. All right, folks.
Put the caption up where people can donate to the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Pugscast, whatever, Pugs Moran.
All right, yeah, I'll do that. Folks, the show runs on your generosities. Thank you so much.
It's the wrong caption.
Which one did I put? Oh, you're right. Look at that. Hi. There it is. Tips. We take tips.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rebecca. There goes Rebecca. They're gone.
See you, Becky.
We'll see you there. If you want to tip the show, please tip the show. And that's all I'll say about it. James, how about you? Tell us about your Florida stories and all that.
Yeah, go subscribe to Florida Stories. It's wherever you're already listening to podcasts. And if you're not listening to podcasts, then don't worry about it. I don't want your damn follow anyway. But
this is why we'll never be successful. We don't give a shit if you tip or not. We don't give a shit if you're too good for the
It's a soft sell, Pugs. We care. It's just a soft sell. So look, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. I've signed the deals with all the devils. I'm in all the corporate back pockets. So go find it. iHeartRadio, Spotify, all of them. Go find Florida Story.
All right. That'll do it. Thank you, James. Oh, he's gone. I turn away and he's gone. All right. Thank you, guys. You guys were really funny in the chat room today because there were 3 people. I was able to sit and actually read all of it. You guys are so great. All right. I'll see you tomorrow at noon for high noon. Again, if you're unfamiliar, it's talk radio the way I would be doing it if I was still doing talk radio, and I'm not doing talk radio because I don't want to do political talk radio. I don't want to talk politics. So every day at noon, I sit here and I go through all of the topics that are trending, all of the headlines, anything that people are talking about, I try and bring it to you. I have one rule. I do not get into the weeds with politics. I'm not wonky for the right or wonky for the left. I hate it all. We talk about fun stuff. Current events driven. Current events, hot topic trends. Every day at noon, 12 noon till whenever. About 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. That's the first stream we do here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. The second one is what you've just heard. We call this one Pillow Talk. We do this every Monday through Thursday night with myself and James Parker. We have guests from time to time, as we did tonight with Rebecca, who joins us from time to time. All right, that's it. I got to go. I think we're going to go play some Silent Marco Polo. I want you all to have a great night, get a good night's sleep, and rally back here tomorrow morning at noon. I guess that's absolutely not morning. Tomorrow at noon for the High Noon Show with me. Bye, everybody. Appreciate you.
Tomorrow is another day. The best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I can smile a little now. Things are going good. always had to be on guard, that is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. I am on a never-ending quest.